Hey, what's up? It's Elizabeth, Counsel Low Carb, and on this episode, I'm going to talk about what do I do to prep before a 48-hour fast. Coming up next. Hi guys, it's Elizabeth, Counsel Low Carb. If we haven't met, hello, welcome to my channel. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you click like, and I would love to come back and see you again. If you click the bell for subscribe, then that means you'll get notifications every time I have a new recipe, anything keto or intermittent fasting related. So let me dive into the content. What do I do to prepare for a 48-hour fast? So, as you can tell, I'm in my closet. The Countess frequently goes into her closet for several reasons, but one is that sometimes I just need peace and quiet, and this is one of those times, is I'm recentering myself before I begin my 48-hour fast, because fasts are mental, usually, unless you have some sort of physical thing, which check with all of your doctors. I'm not a medical professional. You always should get a medical advice from your doctor before starting a fast, but this is what I do. The first thing that I do is I like to take an Epson salt bath because of the extra magnesium soaking into my body. It makes me feel relaxed, it makes me feel centered, and it's a great way to get magnesium. I'm going to post in the description link below the ones that I like. I either like the Costco one or an Amazon one when I don't have time to go to Costco, that's delivered directly to my house. And I love doing a soak for literally like 10, if I can get to 20 minutes, but that's usually not realistic. Realistically, like 13 minutes is kind of what I shoot for, is like 3 or 4 YouTube videos. And while you're watching YouTube, you can watch more of my videos since I have 150 plus videos, but I get caught up on all my favorite YouTubers while I'm soaking. The second thing that I do is the day of the fast, I make sure, because I do keto, is I pump up my fats. And keto, if you don't know, is high fat, moderate protein, low carb. So on my fasting days, I majorly elevate my fast by, say, having an extra tea with a tablespoon of coconut oil, or if I'm having like my final meal probably is a ribeye steak, which has fat, and then adding some grass-fed butter on top of that. So that's my tip number 2, is I increase my fats more so than I usually do, just to make sure I'm satiated. The fat is not spiking my insulin, which we know this is a whole insulin game, the whole thing per Dr. Fung. Check out he's the daddy of intermittent fasting. I love him. And his scientific research is that the fats regulate the spiking of our insulin, which is really, really important with fasting. So tip number 3 is, I plan my schedule prior to my 48-hour fast, right? So like this week I was looking at my schedule. I have a big work thing coming on Tuesday, and I'm starting my fast on Sunday, which I'll get to in a minute, like times of starting fast. But I plan my schedule knowing like what's coming down the pike. Tuesday I have a big work project due. Probably not the smartest to do for me, to have stressors when I'm doing a fast, intentionally knowing like something big or something that could be a trigger or something that I know will not set me up for success. So I look through my schedule to see if I can proactively prevent those, and then would plan my fast around a different time. Because a fast is a natural stressor on the body, you don't want to have added stress compounding with like work, family stuff. I've done a fast before where my husband unexpectedly for work, he had to go out of town for 5 days. It made my fast really hard. It made the 48-hour fast very challenging. So I want to encourage you, plan your schedule, look at your family schedule, look at your schedule, look at your work schedule. Like just make sure that it's during a quiet time, a quieter time, right? Depending on your schedule. So my next tip is, I also like to look at my schedule, kind of parlaying off that planning part, is not planning friend time during my fasting time, if that makes sense. It makes me somewhat antisocial when I say have a 48-hour fast or longer, but I've scheduled during 48-hour fast accidentally lunches with friends, and it was kind of awkward. It made the other person feel weird that I wasn't eating. I didn't feel weird. I didn't care. But I know that they felt a little bit weird. So moving forward, I have now tried to plan like friend engagements where we're not around food, where it's not we're having a lunch together. Like we'll go walking instead, or our kids will play together, but something where food's not the central focus for friend gatherings, just because it makes it weird for them. Not for me, I don't care. But for them, I have had that encounter with multiple friends where they feel uncomfortable, like, can I eat? And I'm like, please eat, you know? So just to avoid that for their comfort, I try to plan friend activities, not around food. The next thing I talk about is scheduling. So going back to that scheduling piece, is I personally, and to my own self be true, I always say you do what's best for your body. Like, here's my suggestions, but you take this and make this your own ball of wax. So what I do is I like to have 48-hour fasts start on Sundays, usually around 3 or 4 p.m. That for me is a great time frame to start because it will end on Tuesday, usually around 3 or 4 p.m. or unless I feel like going longer. But it's a good time for my schedule. It's in between some crazy things. It's a good, for my schedule, it works out really well. So I would encourage you, what time would work well for your schedule for you to do your fast? Like, know your schedule, when's a good time. For me, I don't like to do 48-hour fast over the weekend, say starting on Friday, Saturday, during Sunday. Sunday's usually a good time because if we have family get-togethers, they usually end around 3 or 4. So it's a good time, and usually I've stopped eating at that point. It's a good time to start. So, that's how I do my scheduling, but again, it goes back to that scheduling thing of test some different time spots, because I've done that before too. I have made the mistake of doing a 48-hour fast starting on a Thursday, and that sucked because it was Thursday to Friday to Saturday. Wah, wah, wah. I felt like I was missing out on the party. And not that, like with keto, I feel like I can eat pretty much anything I want to within the keto guidelines. So those were my big components. So if you like this video, make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe. And if you haven't checked out my, I'm gonna put it right here, countessoflowcarb.com, my daily blog, all things keto, all things intermittent fasting. It's a daily blog that I update about my journey, other people's journey with educational content. So countessoflowcarb.com. Check it out. And again, if you like this video, click like, click subscribe. Let me know. The question of the day below is, what's your longest fast? How long have you gone on a fast? I've had some people be like, I've gone 8 days, I've got 9 days. I'm not that big of a baller. My biggest time frame yet is 50 hours. If I can do that, 50 hours is my biggest time frame. And I feel like I'm good with that. I don't feel like I'm going to be shooting for more than that, but I do really enjoy 48-hour fasts just because the autophagy factor, the cell regeneration, and because I have so much energy, and also for me, it's spiritually aligning for my personal spiritual principles. So that's it. I can't wait to check you guys next time on my next video. Have a great day. Bye.